Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Yacht Crew Vlogs right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host. And today, I'm pleased to welcome Toon Roijers. He is an energy balance expert, also owning a company of the same name. How are you?
I'm fine. I mean, I live here on Mallorca, beautiful island. I have a perfect view from my apartment, so life is good. Mhm.
Well, you have been working as an energy balance expert for more than 20 years. You've traveled the world, you've done extensive research, you have done all sorts of workshops with yourself, with others, and you have also been working within the high-end luxury market for over 20 years, but firstly in real estate. And in the past few years, you've actually gone from real estate, luxury real estate, into super yachts as well. Explain to us what energy balance expert is and how it applies to the super yacht industry.
Okay, well, actually, it's very simple. It's when you enter an object and it doesn't feel good, then you will not sell it. I have the capacity because I'm connected to source, or if you want to call it a God or your higher self, that's fine. I get the information and I can see where the energy is blocked. For example, if there is fear or not feeling good enough or low self-esteem, I can see that where it is. And I can also change that energy. So I change the negativity into positive energy. And that people feel. And I had that capacity. I was not aware of that. About 20 years ago, I was a real estate agent, but my employee said that you have to do something with your gift. So I was working on it. And now, after 20 years of practicing, I'm now at a really certain level that that I can bring the services to the people. And I first did it in the houses, and then I knew I also could do it for the super yachts. And that's new, but also very important. And as far as I know, I'm the only one who offers this service for the super yachts.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if it's just feminine energy or if it's energy straight across the board, but when you go into someone, I know that when I was looking to buy my first home, there was just something very welcoming when I walked in the door, and I had seen many homes. But when I walked in the door, that home just spoke to me. It felt like home, like walking into your mother's house or a place that was very comfort and you knew that you would be happy there. What kind of challenges are you often brought to when it comes to super yachts and the feeling when you come on board?
Um, that's a good question. Well, people struggle sometimes selling with the yacht, and then they charter it again. And well, let me say it this way: then the and they use it intense the yacht, and then when you enter there and you feel it immediately, the energy is dense, and that needs to be cleared because as I told before, when you enter somewhere and it doesn't feel good, you will not sell it. And that's exactly the same. And that's also when you have chartered the yacht and you want to use it again, then it's also wise to have the energy balanced because then you feel more at home. And what you told about entering your apartment or your house and you felt at home, that's how it works. And then you have to ask the question, did you find the house or did the house found you? That's also a good one. But that's how energy works. That I know after 20 years of practice.
Well, what is your training? I mean, I did discuss a bit of you traveling around the world. What is your training and what created the energy balance expert?
Okay. Well, I started with 3 years of aura reading, so psychic reading, and that was really at an extremely high level. I mean, there were doctors, physicians, people from the embassy, head cargo of a big airline company. So that was really high level. And then I met a guy, Eric Dawsett, and he is actually the father, the grand of the founding father of energy balancing. And I followed him a couple of years because I went to a workshop or presentation one evening and I thought, well, that guy is brilliant or nuts. So yeah, and then I followed him for a couple of years, and then I went onward, and I met a guy called Run Follow Melchizedek that's living in the heart and also work with energy. And then I did a couple of other things, and I went to places like uh, in Mexico, several sites of the Mayas. I had to be there and feel the energy, integrate it in my system, and so on. So that's, and finally, I'm here now. And I knew I also had to balance the super yachts. So I got the information and I thought, okay, because I first was in Marbella and then I moved to Mallorca because Mallorca is after Miami, it's the second biggest marina in the world. So yeah, so here I am.
What do you say to those detractors out there that think it's just silly or hogwash?
I mean, I cannot convince them. It's their mindset. But if they are really open, and especially women are very open, uh, they, a lot of, no, nearly, no, all the women feel the difference. I have balanced the energy. They cannot say exactly, but they say it's different, it's better. They cannot say, oh, it's this or that, but I can show it always. I first go in the room and I show the owners this is the energy how it goes through the room, and after I have balanced the energy is completely different. The energy goes through the room, and in the beginning when the energy is blocked, the energy stays near the walls, and I can show that to them. And I have a dowsing rod, and I say, don't believe me, you can ask any good dowser and he will tell you exactly the same. So that's what I do. And I mean, yes, can I prove that on this level? Yeah. But can other people prove that it's not true? No, they cannot. It's just about feeling. But I also explain it to people. Do you have a cell phone? Yes. Does it work? Yes. Well, actually, that's the same how I work. I work with non-visible energies. I mean, your eye only can see, I believe, 2% of what's happening or what's going on in the world. So that's it. And I respect the people who don't believe what I do. I mean, that's their choice. But people who are open to it and really with an open heart, they see and feel the difference.
What are the benefits that if a super yacht owner hires you, what would they expect to receive?
Well, they hope. Most of the times they have problems selling it. I mean, they are really, I'm the last resort, and and most of the times they have never heard of me, and then they finally found me, and then I'm able to balance the energy, and most of the times it's sold within 3, 4, 6 months, sometimes a year. I have about 85% is sold within a year. That's the benefits when you want to sell the super yacht. But it's also very interesting to balance the energy when you really want to enjoy and feel it like as at home. I mean, that's when you want to go there with your family. That's also very good to do that, because when you have chartered the yacht and then you want to come back to the yacht, well, that's a very good opportunity to do that.
And is it feasible to be able to hire you on an ongoing basis? For example, if you do have a charter yacht that you use for owner purposes. So, for example, they're not trying to sell the yacht, but they charter for a certain amount of the year and they live on the yacht or vacation on the yacht a certain other time of the year. Is it feasible for them to do that?
Sorry, I don't understand this question completely. What's feasible?
Would it make sense for them to hire your services to come in and clean the yacht or clear the yacht from the negative energy after every charter season?
I think it's very good, and also you have to keep in mind that after I have balanced the energy, you have to make new pictures because people see the difference in the energy also from a picture. I now see very often, for example, houses and super yachts, and I see the pictures, and I see that the energy is, yeah, more or less dead. There is no energy going through it. And then you will not sell or charter a yacht or the same with a house. You see sometimes pictures, they are beautiful, but the energy is dead. So you have to bring in the energy again, and then you have to make new pictures. And people see that. They are not, most of the people are not aware of that. But the people, a lot of those things happen unconscious, and they sense it. And then they are more likely to show their interest in chartering the yacht or buying the house or that stuff. I thought 2 years ago I had a German client, and I also balanced his factory. He told me a year later he had a 7% increase, but he changed nothing else. So I don't know if that's the reason, but it might be. It might be.
So you're available anywhere in the world?
Yes. I don't want to go to Asia anymore, because when I fly to Asia, it's also with the jet lag, for me, that's not so nice. But yes, I travel. I work in Europe, the United States, and those places. Yes.
How can people get a hold of you if they're interested in inquiring into your services or would like to hire your services?
You can contact me through my website. That's energybalance.expert. So .com, so energybalance.expert. That's the website. And they also can find me on LinkedIn and that kind of stuff. And then they can leave their questions, and I will contact them, of course.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to make sure to provide all of your information, your LinkedIn, your website, your email, etc., underneath this interview. So if people are interested, and I would suggest, even if the slightest thing piqued your interest throughout this interview, reach out, ask a question, because it never hurts to ask a question. It doesn't hurt to become inquisitive, and we never know everything there is to know in the world, and there could be something to this.
Yep. Yes. Okay.
Right. Well, Toon, thank you once again for your time. We really do appreciate it. And, it'd be really interesting to perhaps, I don't know if you do an energy that we can film, or that you've ever filmed one, just to show us the steps that go into it.
Okay, yeah, they can see it on my website. That's about 2 years ago. That's a house in Ronda near Marbella, and I balanced the energy there. And well, they had the children had a bit problems with studying, and that improved really a lot, because I focused on that part and also other things. But it depends, of course, on the issues that are there. And yes, we can make a video. But most people don't want that, because I often have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and especially in the Superyacht branch, I often even don't know who the owners are, because I contact the management agency, or they contact me. Yeah.
Right. Well, you know what? It's really interesting. And actually, I would encourage everybody to head over to the website, find out a bit of information about it, because there is something to be said about it. I am very pragmatic kind of person, and I have both feet firmly stuck on the ground, but I am always inquisitive, and I always encourage others to be inquisitive as well, because we can't know everything, and there's a lot of questions that aren't answered properly. Thank you again, Toon, for coming on board Yachting International Radio.
Okay, thanks for the interview.
You've been watching another episode of Yacht Crew Vlogs right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Rhea. I have been your host. Please tune in again for another episode.